All right, y'all. Welcome, man. We on episode 5. Is this episode 5, Dion? Episode 5? We on episode 5 now? Episode 5 of the Dreams and Nightmares podcast. I just want to say, again, as always, when I start off, thanks for everybody being here. We got a lot of dope people in the background that y'all don't see, but that's chilling with us today during this taping of the podcast. But again, usual suspect, my brother, Mr. Gary Cowan. And today is going to be a special day because I have a friend of mine, longtime friend, who has now turned into a international Dominican household name. The one and only. Now listen, for real, man, I've known Andy for a minute, you know. Actually, but everyone knows him as Radel. I don't even know where the fuck that came from. What's Radel, bro? Wait. Don't talk yet. The one and only Mr. Andy Ortiz, comedic sensation on IG. My brother, thank you for coming by.
What's good, boy?
Yeah, man. So first of all, appreciate you coming through, man. You know,
I appreciate you having me, man.
You already know, man. So your journey is, I would say, very inspiring. I think anybody who knows it, and we're gonna talk about, you know, what's inspiring about it and what you're doing right now. But for most people who don't know, you know, Andy, born and raised East New York, Brooklyn.
You heard it.
New York, Brooklyn. All right.
Jamaica Hospital, I was born.
It's all good. It's all good because I was born in the Queens Hospital too, so it's all good. But
East New York, they got a hospital, bro. They got the medicines.
That's a fact. That's a fact. They damn sure don't. I think the nearest one to us was like Brookdale.
Oh my God,
yeah, Brookdale. Or what's the other one on the J train line by Myrtle Ave? Wyckoff.
No, fuck that.
Yeah, Wyckoff Hospital. Clinic? Yeah, nah, man. Wyckoff, you go in there with a flu, you're not leaving. You leaving in a body bag, casket. But yeah, so, you know, Andy, I've known you for a couple years now. For a few years. I want to say we met in 2010.
Yeah.
Right? Like 2010.
2011,
maybe?
11.
Okay, so we're talking about 8 years. Always knew you as a funny dude, great dude, down to earth, humble. Hey, listen, man. Yes.
Feel free to toot your own.
Yeah, you can anytime you can do that.
No,
brother.
that's not even me.
That's not my job to do for you.
Everybody's saying that, so it's like.
Where y'all heard that, right?
The public has spoken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know, like I said, I know you for a minute. Always been funny, always been cool, always been humble. But I want to talk about just your journey now. So most people don't. I don't even think that this is a conversation, you know, people would have had 10 years ago. But, you know, nowadays in the social media world, when you do have a lot of followers and you do have a lot of following on a social media platform, when you walk outside, you know, your life is kind of different, right? So I've been with you a bunch of different places, from, you know, in New York or recently in LA. Word. And even downstairs. So downstairs at the place where we filmed the podcast, he's at the front desk. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to 1108. He's on the phone with me, and he's telling the front desk, yeah, I'm going to 1108. And I heard homeboy at the front desk, he's like, yo, you be on that Instagram, right? you be on the Instagram. So people know you, you know what I'm saying? I remember when we were at the Gansevoort in New York, and you came with your girl, and we were sitting out at the bar, and we ordered some drinks, and here come the bartender. Yo, I just want to let you know if you need any, like, you know, people to like fill in for you, you know, if you need any, you need some help doing some skits, you know, I'm here. I could do that. I'm like, yo, Andy, like a for real celeb. Now let me ask you this: you just went to DR recently, right?
That's where it's really lit at, bro.
Right? You can't move around. I know you can't. There's no way possible. You know what I'm saying?
Out here, like in New York, usually like it changed for me when I was like at the gas station. And I was like putting like $4 of gas. Somebody was like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck? Yo, let's get a picture, boy." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm over here covering the $4." It's like when you hood famous, you can't just be broke in peace. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now everybody watching this shit.
And then I remember you told me a funny story about when you was whipping a smaller car too, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
What kind of car was it?
The Fiat. My girl, yeah.
Right. So you were the Fiat.
We call it the mini fridge. Yeah. I be whipping that shit. You crazy?
Yeah, that shit gonna turn over.
That shit go in the water, bro. I got a submarine mode. I thought.
Oh shit, my fault. I don't mean to bang on the table because Zeph gonna kill me if I do that again. But so yeah, so like how's the journey been? Talk about like the beginning when before everything popped off on your Instagram and people knew you to now. Like what was your mindset saying, you know what? I know I'm funny, because that's one thing. Everybody knew Andy for being
that's what's crazy about social media. As
funny,
much as we talk shit about how people live for the fakeness of it, he was always funny. So it shined a light on your talent. Because I remember the first time I seen you in front of a room,
right?
And I'm watching. I'm like, this is funny as shit. Like and I didn't know. I mean, he's funny because he always used to come and say a little funny shit. But then when I seen him, I'm like, oh, he dead ass funny. Like, so I like that's one of the blessings of social media. That shit sheds light on people who got true talent.
Word. I really just said, yo, like, I'm gonna just start being myself on here, because the problem with social media is a lot of people, they got on that mask, Now I'm not this person. I'm gonna be this person.
Wait, so before you go further, like, so the very beginning when you made the decision to be like, you know what, I know I'm funny. Let me just take this serious and like get organized and really just consistently put this out on my Instagram and see what people like. Like, what was the mindset? Like, what?
Yeah, I remember I would go on YouTube and I was like, yo, how do these people just like get so much success off of this shit? Like of just cracking jokes and shit. So first I looked at like how to do stand-up comedy and shit, And I started like just doing research, like how you supposed to do when you really about to take something serious, Like I literally took like 2-3 weeks of just doing research, like, and I would watch some stand-up, Dave Chappelle, my favorite, and just look at their mannerisms and like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and I seen that every like person that's funny, like they have their own vibe, you know what I mean? They none of them is the same. And I'm like, all right, I have my own vibe, let me see what I can do by just bringing it out there. So I just started making a video every day. I was like, my thing was, I was like, let me just make something. Whether people like the shit, whether it gets fucking 10 likes, 2 comments, that's out of my control. The only thing that's in my control is me putting the action down of making a video today. Mm-hmm. And it literally started like that, little by little. And the first fucking video I made got 10 comments. And I read each comment, I'm like, holy shit, like I just made 10 people's day. Like, that's fucking dope, Fast forward, a video got 5,000 comments, this week. And now it's like, okay, but even then, that's a whole nother thing where I can't let that, the way some people let 10 comments defeat them is sometimes they'll let 5,000 comments blow them up too much. And remove them from what's at hand, which is just the action of making the fucking video.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's out of my control, those 5,000 comments. That got nothing to do with me.
Right.
What has something to do with me was me fucking making that video. Right. You know what I mean?
Being consistent with it.
Right. Just being consistent. Everything else is completely out of there.
Correct. That's crazy, man. Like, I think about one of the first times you put up a video. I remember the feeling that I got. One of the first times I see you put up one of your like edited videos that you put. And what's funny is, hold on, I'm gonna stop right there too. Some people probably think that in order to, if you're watching this and you say, you know what, I'm funny too, and I want to, be able to put out content, or, I'm a musician and I want to put out music, or, I'm an actor and I want to like put out skits or whatever the case may be. Sometimes people think that everything's got to be perfect in order for you to go do that. With Andy, I think even to this day, if I'm not mistaken, don't you do everything by yourself on your cell phone?
Yeah.
On an app, on your phone. Mm-hmm. You don't got a production team walking around you, right? Like saying, Andy, cut. Okay, cool. Now we're going to do this. And now we're going to do that, right? No. All right. And you've been doing it all by yourself with a cell phone.
Lisbo will help. Whoever's around.
Who's Lisbo, right? It's just, I
know
Lisbo.
Sister, my sister, she's in the crib. I'm like, Lisbo, grab that and record. And guess what? Over the year and a half we've been doing it, she's gotten nice. Like,
exactly.
Almost sister, to the point. Oh, we did the video.
Not Michael Bay that directed Bad Boys and
my little sister.
Transformers.
Like, she's never been into that, but her we almost got some shit with like when I did the video of me fucking hopping over the counter grabbing the avocado, fucking without me telling her. I looked at old boy across the counter and I called him Arcangel because he looked just like him. And it was like a little pause. And like in my mind, while I'm recording it, I knew there's supposed to be a zoom in right now.
Right.
I literally waited because I knew that the camera person was supposed to zoom into Arcanja's dumbass face, like with his ponytail and shit. And guess what? I didn't tell her to do that.
Right.
But we did the shit in one take. The next day, 20 million fucking views, like with everything. And I see the video. I'm like, listen, bro, you fucking zoomed in, bro. I didn't even tell you to do that.
And she did.
But in my mind, like, I even paused and everything. So it's like,
right. So consistency, just working, building with somebody who's been doing it for a while.
Word.
You know, they don't got to be professional. Because I think a lot of people get caught up with stuff like that, right? When they want to do something, they think that everything has got to be perfect. Like, nah, I can't put out, my funny skit because I got to make sure that my video edits are super proper, and I got to make sure I got the right editing program.
The right
I gotta
lighting.
Make sure I got.
You need a $3,000 light,
right?
Like,
it's not the case. Nah, just go out there if you're talented. Put the work out, and people will receive it. You know what I'm saying?
No lighting. Like the lighting we use is whatever the fucking Section 8 is putting in the crib.
Now, we talking about right now. How many followers do you have right now?
We just hit like 300,000 the other day.
300,000. Who's some of the people that's been like reposting, commenting?
The big one from this past week was Romeo Santo.
Right.
From Aventura. He fucking deleted everything off his page. He reposted me a while back.
Go ahead.
He posted me a while back, and now he just deleted everything because he just had this put a fucking April Fool's prank saying that we're gonna drop a album tonight at 9 p.m. And the motherfucker didn't post shit. Like he was like, oh, it was a joke. So I made a video like basically pressing him like, yo, what's wrong with you, boy? I spent the whole day waiting on this delicious ass music. His promo picture was him of like naked, like on the side, some real sassy shit. I said, bro, I had to spend the whole day seeing that fucking picture, thinking you're gonna drop the shit, and you didn't drop the shit.
You ain't dropped nothing. So
I just made that video like pressing him, and then the next morning, like he reposted that shit. So that was big because like that market of like people is crazy, bro. That's not only Dominicans that follow him. You know
for sure.
I mean?
That's an international market, like indeed.
Yeah,
like,
I have people like
tons of countries.
Argentina. Fuck Mexico, fucking all of like the whole South America now is like DMing me, and I'm like, yo, what's up?
Yeah, you
like,
get these South America bags now, pulling up at these clubs just to say you're right. Who's some more people that's been,
Cardi B always showing love, bro.
Cardi B, right?
She always liking, commenting. She commented the other day, she's going through some bullshit on social media, and they fucking she commented, yo, I had a rough day today. This video, like, that ass made my day better.
Wow.
And guess what? I made that video at like 2 in the morning in DR. The light went out, right? I'm sweating bullets. I'm like, Ma, let's make a video real quick right now. Right now, let's just do something. She's hilarious.
Yo, mom is funny. Mom's is funny.
That's a whole nother story.
That is a story. Right.
How moms got introduced.
Right. Right. But finish that story like with the
we just like I was like, Mom, let's do a video where I'm complaining because I'm from America and I'm complaining that the light went out and that there's no water and I left a big ass doo-doo in the toilet and it's not flushing. Like, I'm not comfortable with that. I want to hit the hotel. Right. And she was like, get the fuck out. Who you think you are? Like, no, you gonna learn.
Right.
So just like a little 60 seconds right there. And she ended slapping the dog shit out of me.
Oh my god!
Which she usually does.
The slaps is real, man.
The slaps is real, but that night it hurt even more, bro. Yeah, because it was dark.
It was and it was hot.
It was unexpected.
Usually
I got my, but it was like dark, bro. She popped my, and it was hot. Afterwards, I was like, yo, you getting strong, sis. Like,
yo, moms would have me cracking up. And I appreciate me not being Spanish. I appreciate you doing the subtitles on your videos.
It's because hard. Sometimes.
I know sometimes you do it, but like there was one when he, you probably know, hold on, Gary, I know you want to jump in because I know there's probably a couple you want to mention that's funny. There was one with your mom where you were in the car with her and she was speaking in Spanish, but I think there were subtitles on it now, but y'all were in the car and she was talking about, yo, pull over because I want that microwave that's on the garbage can. And you was like, yo, but Ma, it's garbage. And she was like getting tight because you didn't want to pull over. And then you pulled over and then somebody caught you trying to take the garbage. And I mean, just long story short, you got back in the car and then she started busting out laughing at you because you got caught trying to steal a microwave.
Fire.
And that laugh
It was genuine.
Bro, the
laugh made the video.
Fucking laugh, yo,
It made it.
no joke. And it sounds just like Iris too, by the way. Iris laughed just like Who's His Sister, by the way.
Explosive,
Iris laughed,
like-
yeah. But yeah, what you about to say, Gary?
It's funny because I don't speak a lick of Spanish. My wife is Spanish. So I would try to get the translation sometimes, but her humor's dry, so I'll be tight. Because I'm like, yo, I'm not really getting it. But it's funny because I'm the Caribbean culture, I still relate to a lot of this stuff. So even though it won't be in English,
but you
understand. When you packing the luggage,
oh hell
like that's it, and she start throwing. So you can't tell a Jamaican that I'm going back home without them saying, "Oh, just like Joel, just put 1 shoes in there for me, 8 shoes, like the whole." So it had me dying, even though I couldn't understand.
Going to believe they want a barrel.
It's
so
crazy. I
life,
was rolling. So it's funny that I don't have to know how to speak Spanish, and it still got me dying because I'm watching it.
Right.
I've learned that like now after making the videos, like Dominican or not, like the whole Caribbean, bro, it's a whole fucking vibe.
Absolutely.
I'm in my fucking. I went to Boston. I stood over my boy's house and they Haitian, and I walked in and I'm like, wait, what? You Haitian? They had mad plastic on their couches. They had 2 fucking big ass shit to put all of their I don't know how to say it in English, by the way.
Figurines.
To put all the old ass plates and things that they never gonna use. They had 2 of them.
Well, what's funny is that Haitians and Dominicans ain't y'all on the same island though.
Exactly.
But like, y'all ain't the same, but y'all kind of the same in a sense, right? Like,
but it's like it's so easy to not fucking know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the way the world is set up, like
right, for sure.
They put us against each other. When I was there, I was like, what the fuck? I feel like I'm at home. Like I'm about to sleep on this fucking plastic couch and sweat my ass off.
But yo, let me ask you this.
Don't mind me real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull up some of this shit right here.
Yeah, they gotta send. Listen, don't say what it is. They gotta send a bag, okay, before we start giving them a shout out. But yes, that tequila is like the best tequila in the world.
This shit's supposed to be in one of them same figurines, bro, that you was talking about.
Somebody said it
becomes furniture when you're done.
Matter of fact, Andy was the one. He saw the bottle earlier. He said, "Look like a hookah."
Tell me not. Look, that's all it was missing. You turn this shit upside down, it's a fucking hookah, dog. Put the cold in. I kind of feel comfortable with it being there. Like,
yo. So Andy, so check this out. You having that big of a following, and most people would think, right, that in order to have a following that you have, it can't just be talent, right? You can't just be funny. Like people would think that there's got to be some sort of shortcut that you did in order to have that kind of following. Like you had to like pay for some sort of ads. Oh, like there had to be a time where you had to go pay for some followers. You know, maybe pay for likes, Did you do any of that ever?
Nah.
Never.
Nah. The reason being is because I did my research.
Yeah.
Like I really, before I really started going crazy on IG, I literally did my research for like a few weeks.
Right.
And then I started to do something on YouTube just to like get loose, you know, just to get comfortable. Mm-hmm. I would do a story time on YouTube where I would be in front of a camera for 30 minutes. I'll chop it down to 30. It was actually like an hour. And I remember the people would be like, yo, you can do this to buy these followers and all of this. And I was just like, all right, like, I don't ever want people, because when it comes to that, that's just people that want to look like something. Again, that's the mask.
Exactly.
It all comes back to you wanting to look like something that you're not. And the reason why I leave the house almost every day with my chancletas and like, I went to the club the other day with chancletas, guys, by the way. And they let me in because the bouncer knew me. The bouncer knew me. They let me in.
You made it. You're breaking rules.
The reason why I do that is because I never want somebody to catch me slipping.
In the slides.
Facts. It's slippery out here. You heard? Nah. I never wanted to be like, I'm this person on IG, and then you catch me at the gas station. You're like, oh shit, fuck going on over here, boy. You know,
can't buy followers. You gotta put in your gas tank. Anyway.
Exactly. So I never wanted it to be like, nah. I don't want people to think I got 10,000 followers when it just didn't happen that way. Right. I think I'm moving slow. Honestly, I've been doing it a year and a half. September makes 2 years. We hit 300,000 followers from 2,700 that I had when I started. I think I'm moving slow. And the reason is because I don't do a lot of things that a lot of people do. There's a lot of clout chasing. Sometimes I know when to like jump on a trend, you know? But that trend gotta feel right for me.
Right.
For example,
authentic.
The Kanye West video I did when I pressed Kanye. That shit went crazy. Like in the English market.
If y'all haven't seen that, please. Radel Ortiz, right?
Yeah.
At Radel Ortiz. Go through his feed. Please go watch that video. Go ahead.
Press Kanye crazy. there's people that literally, all they do is like, they wait for a trend. All right, I'm going to do it right now. It's popping right now. I let trends pass all the time. Unless the shit feels right with me. Like that trend aligns with me. All right, let me hop in. Let me add my flavor. You know what I mean? So with the Kanye joint, when I originally saw the video of him talking to the dude from TMZ, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought it was a skit already. I already thought it was a skit the first time I saw it. And I said, oh, shit, this shit is real. It's a rap. I remember I watched it like at 9 p.m. I was sitting on the toilet, like, and the next day I was like, all right, it's a rap. I called my friend because I needed an office. I don't have no office in my neighborhood. I called him. He was the owner of a supermarket. I said, yo, I know supermarkets usually got a fucking office upstairs, like just overlooking shit.
That's crazy that you would think that.
Nah, it's true though.
Yo,
in New York,
but when you want something, let me
yeah.
tell you, like for some reason, for me, when I get excited about something, the resources like shit just piece together, and I'm like, yo, this shit gonna work.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's do it. And right there, I called them and we went. I scoped it out. I said, all right, boom. Oven, record this shit like you a TMZ fucking recorder. Like move the camera around, how they be moving it, and then zoom in and then do that shit. And I had the idea way before, and then I said, boom, let's do this. And I posted it, and the shit went stupid. And then people afterwards started doing shit like that. Same shit with God's Plan. When I remade the God's Plan, the day it dropped, the video, it was viral because everybody was posting Drake.
Charlemagne posted that, I think, yeah.
Everybody was posting Drake giving out all of this bread, you know? And I was like, yo, you know, it'd be funny, bro, if I just go around the hood just giving out dumb shit, bro. So the next day I said, Elvin, come me to the store.
Like $20?
Nah, it was $13.75.
I know it had to be somewhere around there.
We bought some Spam, some toilet paper, some fucking Febreze.
They just walk around
and we just handing that shit out. And that shit was fucking stupid as hell. It was hilarious.
Right.
But then Cardi B reposted that shit. Drake hit like on it. He didn't post it. He's soft.
No, nah.
We're
not coming for Drake at all over here. Much love, Drake.
But yeah, these people hop on these trends like because they're like, oh, I gotta hop on the trend right away. Right. Nah. And I think I would probably have more followers if I was to be that
always
person.
Doing that. You know what? I'm gonna touch on that real quick because, you know, well, before I even go any further, you know, I definitely want to take some time out in a second to say, you know, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle because, you know, that dude was, you know, the way he talked about, man, and what he was about was just very different, I would say, than what most people maybe talk about in their music. Not to say that there's not a lot of people who may, you know, feel how he felt about like investing and, you know, doing more for your community and things of that nature, but he was really about it. You know, he was different, you know, and you can see that. Yeah, you can see it with, you know, his passing, how many people were affected by, you know, his impact and affected by his loss. So yeah, man, much respect to Nipsey, his family, his children. Even for me, man, I know that when that happened, it was right now. I mean, this is a couple of days since it happened, and it's still kind of, you know, unsettling.
So nasty,
yeah, it's still kind of feel. And that I want to say, you know, real quick, it's that goes to show when you do things out of the goodness of your heart. And you put a lot of effort into it, how energy like transcends. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy how so many people who I maybe seen Nipsey like once or twice in my life in person, but I never met him. And there's probably a lot of people who are mourning his loss, like people who do know him because his energy was just, you know, that impactful. And what he did was so impactful and how everybody around him was just inspired by the things he was doing, you know. But I want to touch on something, what I feel like was going on right now a lot. With the internet, because what you just said is so true, right? An event happens and then people want to go clout chase.
Yeah, right away.
Right away, immediately. And I see that happening right now, even with this event going on, you know, with him passing. Right now, there's so many people that are online right now. And they're doing the most trying to prove a point as if, you know, now they have opinions on how people should spend their money. You know, people are getting on Instagram and commenting on certain things. I'll give you an example. I saw this went viral on social media too, but Elliot Wilson reposted a video of Drake. I forgot, there's a guy who goes around the internet, you know, and he records people talking about their outfit, right? So, you know, they pulled up on Drake, and, you know, Drake, it was like a drip check almost, right? Like Drake had a $11,000 jacket.
The $1 million outfit shit, right?
Exactly. Yeah. $11,000 jacket, like, you know, $2,000, you know, turtleneck, and $15,000 croc pants, and $750,000 Richard Mille watch. Okay, cool. That's dope. Like, he's doing that. He can do that. You know, that's his bread. He could do whatever he feels like doing. And it's Drake. Like, Drake does a lot for people as it is. But I see people in the comments, like I'm watching the comments on that, you know, Elliot Wilson post, and so many people are talking negative, right? They're jumping out the window like, oh, yo, Drake, nah, we not on none of that right now. We not on the material stuff right now. We don't want
right
to see none of that right now. We don't want blah, blah, blah. Now we about what Nipsey did. Let me tell you something right now. Let's not forget the man Drake just dropped $1 million for the God's Plan video on random people, right? He just gave away $1 million, right? It's kind of documented that Drake is always kind of giving out bread. So that's one thing, but let's say he didn't, okay? If you yourself are not providing any sort of tools to help anybody else, if you're not generating any money for yourself, and all you have to give is an opinion on your cell phone, on your Instagram, you gotta do yourself a favor and shut the fuck up. You can't be out here talking about what everybody else is doing with their money, and you ain't got a dime to do shit with yourself. You're not even giving no information. You're not giving no, listen, people are trying to do that now. They're trying to clout chase. They see an opportunity. Oh, let me be fake woke now. Let me act as if though I know what's going on in the world and how other people should be moving. So it seems like I know what I'm doing. So let me put myself in position to maybe get on my phone and say a video or comment and talk negatively about other people. Listen, if y'all want to honor Nipsey, y'all want to honor his name, y'all doing this because in vain of Nipsey, right? Cool. Then do what that man was about. Why don't you go get up and go find a way to generate more income for yourself? Why don't you go get up and go try to find a way to invest more? Why don't you go try to find a way to put on more for your people, right? Do things of that nature and don't talk about it, just be about it. Nipsey wasn't out there telling people how to spend their bread. If you follow him, if you knew him, even if you're new to Nipsey, go back in his catalog, go to his interviews. Nipsey was talking about what he was doing.
Word.
He wasn't out there telling, yo, you need to be doing, no, he was doing X, Y, and Z. And he was just, here's what I'm doing. And you can see by the impact of his loss, you know, how what he was doing was for real. If you want to go honor that man, even right now. So, you know, he's impacted me in a way where I said to myself, I got to go invest in more real estate. You know what I'm saying? I've invested in real estate before. I actually want to go do it now. Honestly, in the vein of Nipsey. I want to do that because, you know, for me to get on social media and post 100 times about what Nipsey has done is not really doing anything. I want to go now do what the man was talking about. I want to go do more of that. That's how I'm going to honor Nipsey Hussle. And I think more people need to take their time to be more productive instead of, because now, right, like we talk about the clout chasing, there's so many more people that's going to jump on Instagram and try to just feed the public garbage of opinions because that's the thing to do. And it's annoying.
It's easy, bro.
It's funny
easy
because
to tweet something.
It gets to the point where it's like, because I had said this before in what we do on different in front of different people, where people like they woke but won't get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? Woke, what you on? Like they would want to tell people what to do if they was in their position. Like, oh, if I was him, I'd do this. Right. But you'll never do shit to get in that person's position.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny because I go into a bagel store 2 days ago in the morning. Go get a bagel before I pick up my boy. And there's this dude in there talking about the whole situation because I don't know who ain't talk about the situation. And his thing is like, oh yeah, but you know, Nick Cannon had picked up
this movie, the TV documentary, yeah.
And he was like, but I don't fuck with that. Like he don't fuck with Nick Cannon type shit. So he mad. I'm like, but What the fuck does that have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wait, Nick Cannon picked it up after.
Like
Yeah, so Nick Cannon pretty much allegedly he's gonna do the
documentary. But
second
then
shit.
somebody trying to look at who's doing something positive and continue on the movement, and people's judging it. So it's like when you are doing good and you are making moves, people want to judge you. Right. So it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't kind of situation. Right. But at the same time, again, that whole woke shit, people try to bait, it's the government shit. Like, so people just want a voice at some point when they don't got a platform, they just want to be able to try to say something. And it is
that's what the internet is now.
Yeah, they do it for popularity and shit like that. But they woke but won't get out of bed and stay the fuck asleep.
The best thing I know to do is to block that shit out. Block that shit out. I remember, World Star hasn't posted me in a minute, and I don't give a fuck. But I remember every time they did, bro, those was the nastiest comments, bro.
Oh, yeah, and the World Star
like,
is the most
take
negative.
This fat fucking 40-year-old with braces off my fucking screen.
That's crazy.
And I would just scroll, I'd be like, damn. And it's like, all right, but
you gotta wonder what they doing too. How they look, right? The person who wrote that, like, what are you doing and how do you look?
Right. So I remember when I would see that, I'll be like, damn, I feel away. And then somebody will put, oh, this shit whack. Delete this. You know? And when I would see a post like when I see somebody comment, I would dead be dying laughing because like I would remind myself, like, I don't do this shit for this. So why am I even reading these comments? Like, the reason I made that video is because I love to fucking make videos. Right. Whether people like it or not, I fucking enjoy the process. I love thinking of an idea, hitting my mom up or whoever, or just me, and just being like, yo, let's do this right now. Those moments, the recording process is my highlight of everything that's going on right now. Gotcha. The highlight of it is while we're recording it. Downfall after that is when I post it and everything that comes afterwards. Because those emotions, especially if you like, I'm gonna put this out. What if they don't like it? What if they don't? What if this? It's all downfall from there. Whether somebody reposts it and it goes crazy viral, it's still not as powerful. It still don't give me as much joy as the fucking moment right there when we're recording it.
Yeah.
So every day I'm searching for that moment again. You know, I'm not searching for a repost from a big celebrity. I'm not searching to get 1 million followers by next month. Every day I'm searching for, let me find that joy of us fucking creating something right now. You know? Right. And I feel like if more people, bro, somebody hit me up just now. Yo, how much for a shout out? Every day, how much for a shout out? How much for this? How much? No, I don't do that shit because you're not going to learn nothing with that.
Let me ask you a question. Obviously, I met you in a business that obviously we're still in. Is it similar or is there any difference?
There's so many similarities, bro.
Between the dream chasing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like here we was chasing one dream. You know what I'm saying? Then there was opinions with that. And here we are chasing the dream.
I'm about to bless you right now.
Is it similar?
You see how there's the yes or no mentality of like, it don't matter. It's the same thing. It's the action. And like now that I'm doing this and I've like know that it's worked there and it's working here, I'm just more passionate here. I feel like, yeah, that shit, it's like math, you know, that as works.
Right.
When you just fall in love with the action.
Right.
But you got to be passionate.
Right.
You get what I mean?
That's right.
If you fall in love with the action of it and not the result,
you continue.
And that's the problem. Everybody just wants the result. How much for a shout out?
You had people trying to tear you down on this level too when you were starting it up?
When I started?
Yeah, when you started. Like,
I don't know.
People hating?
You just started. Like, you already learned to just not pay attention to it.
Yeah, I just don't pay attention. Bro, I literally have 4 friends that I can say that I dead ass be with all the time. And it's like my girl, my mom, my 2 sisters, and my cousin Elvin. It's them. And I have a few others that are like real close friends, but there's only like 4 of them too.
Gotcha.
You know? There's like my family and then like 4 or 5 friends. Outside of that, it's like, all right, that's the world. You know what I mean? So when I first started, I couldn't hear nothing because I was depressed. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And when you in a depression, it's like, all right, I'm already at the fucking bottom, bro. So it's like, all right, I need to fucking climb out this shit and I need to go. Like, And I really, like, God spoke to me and was like, yo, do what you love. Simple as that. Because so many people say that they want this. What's crazy is there's a lot of people, we talk about material and shit, right? I don't have no problem with nobody that goes and spend $1 billion on a helicopter. Like, if that's what you want, you know what I mean? The saddest thing is if you think that's what you want and you get it, and then it's like, it's not right. Damn, it's not it, you know? Or my dream is to shit on all my haters, you know? Mm-hmm. That's what we
talk about that all the time.
You know what I mean? Like, I had the moment to shit on one of my haters, bro. Somebody was like, yo, that shit you doing, that shit is fake. That shit's stupid. You'll never like come up. You'll never do anything. I remember I was driving through City Line and I had the Beamer and I pulled up on his bum ass. And I think he was out there selling fucking Boost Mobile cards or some shit, refill cards or some shit. And I seen him and I was blasting Blue Magic by Jay-Z. The ultimate song to shit on your haters with. What? You pull up slow in that shit? What? American Gangster? And I see his bum ass. And he looked at me. He was like, oh, shit. I see you. And he made like a scene like, yo, I see you. And as I drove off, like I was smiling in his face. And as soon as I drove off, bro, I've never felt so empty in my entire life. The moment I've been waiting for, son. Right. Mm-hmm. I was waiting for that moment, son.
That's crazy.
Fucking bitch. I was on the phone with him. He talked shit about me. He said I wasn't going to make it. The fucking moment right there, God was like, that's what you want? Toma, here you go. And I had it right there. And as soon as I drove off, I felt so fucking empty.
Like, what's next?
That shit was crazy to me because I said, yo, maybe my thing is not that I'm here and I want to shit on people. Maybe that's not my purpose. You know, maybe I kind of been misled. Maybe I kind of just been following, you know, the wrong path. Maybe my thing is not that I want to shit on people. Maybe my thing is that I want to lift people up with me or higher, you know? And God showed me that. And right there, bro, my life started to change where it's like, all right, cool. You don't need those things. It's okay to have them. You don't need it. You know what I mean? Whoever's watching this, like, find what the fuck you like. Not what your best friend want. Not what nobody around you want. Not what no mentors or nothing. No. Find what you like and go for that shit. You get what I mean? Right. If you have a mentor or something that you can look up to, take whatever you want to from that person. You get what I mean? Whatever I can learn from that person that's going to help me on my journey, then I'm going to take that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's difficult in this world when we all just fucking, especially with social media now, bro. Like it's all about one thing. That's what it looks like.
I was gonna say something, but I'm before I even lose it. I think obviously one of the points as well is everybody's in a different lane of adding some kind of value. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about lifting people up, really lifting people up, he lifts people up with comedy. Our way of what we did is we got put on. We wanted to put other people on. Right. That was our way of lifting up.
Right.
Nipsey's message was lifting up his hood by reinvesting. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the funny thing, as much as so many people try to add value, lift people up, the number one people that tear people down is the same motherfuckers you trying to lift up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And maybe the first one, like, oh yeah, I don't know. And it was like, oh shit. So it just shows you that no matter what lane of adding value, most of us trying to add value to the same people that want to tear us down. Or tear each other down, that crap in the barrel mentality. But
and that's why if you focus too much on them, you're gonna lose. You gotta like keep climbing. Like that's why like even me when the video fucking gets so many comments, I'm like, excuse me. Juicy burp. That shit was hot.
That's that tequila you just slurp down. Pause.
That shit working, you heard?
Yo, but I want to touch on something that you were saying before, where you were going on about just doing what you like, right? And you can easily get lost in the comments or the negative, just negative reception that people are giving you and things of that nature. If you're happy with what you're doing, right? Like you enjoy posting. It's deeper than that. You enjoy creating content to make people laugh.
Right.
It's not posting, right? You enjoy making something on the spot when it pops up in your head, you make it right then and there, you share it with the world, and people enjoy it. For the most part, 99% of the people enjoy it. You got the 1% that are fucking idiots, which is the way the world works anyway, right? I think that's a good lesson for people right now. So, for example, obviously we're like, second quarter of the year now, right? We're in the second quarter. And some people probably came into the new year with goals, right? Some people maybe are a little bit more aware now of what they would like to do with themselves, maybe after like Nipsey's passing and, you know, understanding that, wow, like he was about all this stuff. Maybe I need to get my stuff together. You know, what's some of the things that you would say, or you know what, I would even add on, because you did say a lot about it. You know, I'll just add on to what you were talking about. I think for anyone that's watching and are trying to find yourself, like, you know, what can I do to add value to the world, right? Mike, you said, okay, cool. You don't want me getting on social media talking shit about nobody else. Absolutely not. I want you to get up, go be productive, and go find something that you like to do. I think the one thing is, first of all, you just got to take a moment and be quiet, right? Let's talk about that just very quickly. What does being quiet mean? Being quiet means is literally getting away from your phone, getting away from people, going in a corner with no music, no TV, no nothing, sitting to yourself and just breathing. Quiet. Meditation. Whatever the case may be. But sometimes you need to just zone everything out and almost reset your mind, because when you get pulled into life the way how the world works right now, you know, every time you open up your phone, you know, your eyes goes on thousands of pieces of content, which draws your energy in so many different ways. You have no idea what to do. You can get lost. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody wants to say, how can I possibly find my way in the world right now where it seems like everybody in the world got it together on social media and I'm lost? Nah, everybody don't got it together. Everybody right now is just posting all of their opinions and feelings and, you know, whatever they feel like posting on social media. You just got to take a time and a second to stop, remove everything around you, and just say, yo, what am I here for? Like, what am I here for? And you know, what's the end goal? What's the end result? What do I really want out of life? You know, I think looking at you, Andy, one of the things you want out of life is to make people happy, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I think that's one of the things I get from you. You enjoy making people laugh. That's a end goal. Not maybe obviously there's way further things, you know, you could take your career from where it is right now, but the main thing, the core of what it is that you have, that you offer to the world is I make people laugh. I want people to feel good. Right now, that's what people have to do. They have to find what they just enjoy doing. Right? They have to find, it doesn't matter if anybody else likes doing it. Yo, if you have a knack for doing hair, if you're a female, you're just like, you know what? I don't know if I could be a millionaire getting hair because I see all the Bentleys and stuff that's on my Instagram Explore page and I want a Bentley. No, listen, you can be an amazing hair stylist and find a way that, you know, that can be very lucrative for you. But if that makes you happy, you got to go down that road. You know, if you want to be, do lawn work, you know, right now we're in Miami, there's a bunch of companies that do lawn. I'm just making examples of whatever it is you feel like doing. If it's connecting with you, go do it. You can find a way to be lucrative in it. You know what I'm saying? Just go with that first. What connects with you, and shoot for a goal for it. What you about to say?
I feel like it's inspiring to even see what Andy been doing, because at the same time, I'm not surprised. You get what I'm saying? I'm not shocked. And I felt like when you talk about being quiet, it's, if you want to add value, you got to understand what kind of value you bring. It's just as simple as that. And I feel like being around Andy, knowing who he was before and watching this pan play out, man started to understand the value, and then he can give it to other people. He know how, you know what I'm saying? So that quietness comes from people stop listening to other people tell them what they're good at. And you just got to be aware. Like, what makes me happy? What value do I bring so I can deliver it? And a lot of people trying to deliver fake value. They trying to be somebody they're not, and trying to monetize it, basically. They trying to make some money before they even understand what their purpose is. That's right. You understand? Right. So it's very inspiring to see. I big you up, because I'm just watching. I'm just the watcher. But to watch it go from there and seeing, I watched the first story that you did. I'm like, oh, this is really fun. I'm glad he did it. And I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised at all. I'm just happy the fact that you really, you know what I'm saying? Like you continued consistency in it. And you enjoy the shit. Yeah. Because anytime being around him from before when we was doing business, it was always a good vibe.
Absolutely.
It was always good energy and shit. So like to see it playing out now, that's dope. And it's dope that again your mom being another case. Your sister talented. She always posting them snacks and all that kind of stuff. And I'm out here. I'm like, yo, how long you think she could take to send it? I could get a cake in the
word, right? Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's funny because
word.
I was in Iris comments. Seen her post up. I'm like, oh, you the bone plug. You got the joint. And you know, I've been going through. I'm like, yo, you the joint plug. How much for ACL? You know what I'm saying? But nah, y'all always been good people. So like to see things playing out, y'all enjoy yourself, man. It's very inspiring.
I appreciate
it. Man. I appreciate you coming by. Much love. And listen, man, you got a lot, you know, ahead of you, and you already know. I'm always gonna be here to help.
Who knows?
Goes, you know what I'm saying?
Good looking, Jax.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's about it, man. Yo, that's a wrap, man. Give Andy some love, man, on these comments.
I'm gonna drink some more before the shit's over.
You gonna drink some more? The hookah bottle.
They gonna treat me different when the cameras come off. So I'm gonna drink some more now.
Show some love, man. Let us know what y'all think.
We're gonna try to turn that into a hookah for him.
We check y'all on the next time. Shout out to Team No Sleep Energy.
Stay wavy, baby.